Everybody ready? We'll get an opening statement from Coach Lutz and then open things up for questions.
Congratulations to Coach Dawkins and his staff. Obviously, it's a heck of a senior night for him and his team. Marcus Johnson was nothing short of fabulous in the second half. And ultimately, we didn't rebound the ball at the level that we needed to, and we didn't play defense at the level that we needed to in order to figure out a way to win on the road. So hats off to them.
Coach, you guys had a halftime lead. You extended that all the way up to 10 points early in the second half. When did things start to get away from you? What did you see there, in that midpoint of the second half?
The biggest difference is they started getting to the free throw line and they're scoring baskets when the clock is not moving. Obviously, I'll need to watch the film to be able to see where our defensive deficiencies lie. But, we're giving them free points and then we're not boxing out and rebounding, and it just steamrolls.
Coach, you guys forced 9 turnovers in the second half. It seems like you guys couldn't capitalize off them as much. What was the issue with that?
Yeah, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, right? Sometimes they're live ball turnovers that you can turn into points, and for some reason in the second half we didn't do a good job with that. Credit Central Florida for figuring out a way to get back and not giving up points off turnovers.
Coach, I know we're down to just one Big 12 game left. What do you guys hope to take into your regular season finale that you can learn from this?
Well, I'd like to think that this group of guys has enough character that they're going to really fight hard for their seniors. We took a lot of one-year transfers with this group in our first recruiting class, and I'd like to think that they're going to band together and make sure that we send them out the right way. At the end of the day, we played better basketball the month of February, and we had ourselves in a position at halftime in order to win this game, and we didn't get it done. But again, credit Central Florida and Darius Johnson. Darius Johnson had darn near as many points as our entire team in the second half. What a special night for him, and obviously his father's on the bench. I can only imagine how cool that was for them.
Coach, UCF out-rebounded you 50-26, playing a lot of small ball lineups. What did they do to kind of take away the height advantage?
Yeah, they played small ball, so I wouldn't say that they did anything other than we did it to ourselves, right? Especially with those lineups that they had. We should have been able to box out our man one-on-one. But, there were several times where we're leaking out trying to run the floor on offense and we don't have the ball, right? And that's an issue within our team more so than them doing anything schematically. Obviously, they spread the floor and they drove us. And then, when they drove and kicked, there were some long rebounds, which we didn't come up with. But credit them for hustling and getting those rebounds and making those plays. But, man, that's on us.
Coach, you have Brandon Newman tied with his second highest scoring game of the season with 13 points in just the first half alone. And finishing with 13 points, though. So how would you compare Newman's first half versus his second half in contributions?
Yeah, I thought Brandon did a good job rebounding for us in the second half. But he had a couple open looks and he didn't make them. I'd have to watch the film to give you a little better answer, but maybe Central Florida stayed closer to him. I don't really know, to be very frank.
You guys played UCF about 3 weeks ago, scored 104 points. Obviously, Mustafa Cham didn't play in that game. How much does his presence change the game plan, or maybe leading up to the game and then on the fly?
I like Cham, right? I think he's a good player, and he's obviously a good rim protector. We did a good job at our place of turning defense into offense and forcing turnovers and getting baskets. Obviously one of you guys already pointed out that we didn't do that, especially in the second half. Again, the first time we played them without Cham, we got into the paint and we kicked the ball out and we made some threes, and tonight we did not, But you've always got to know that he's there. He's someone that you have to, understand that you don't have free looks at the basket. But to be very honest with you, I'm not trying to be funny. He had 3 blocks, but some of those other blocks those other guys had, shoot, those were impressive. You know, I'm trying to think of was it Taylor or no? It was Hicks. Hendricks. I'm sorry, Hendricks. Man, he had a couple really impressive blocks.
Then one other question about Bryce Thompson. I know he had a career high against UCF in that game as well. Just foul trouble, is that what kind of kept him on the sidelines throughout the
Yeah, you know what?
minutes of the half?
Yeah, I mean, he was in foul trouble early on, and I don't usually play guys with 2 fouls in the first half, which is, you know, my philosophy. So he didn't get nearly as many minutes, and then when he came in the second half, he tried to force a couple, and they didn't go down, and next thing you know, you guys are making a run. So he just didn't. It just was not his night.
Hey coach, how's it going? So yeah, you guys were very well, you know, defensively in the first half. It just kind of like UCF just kind of like to turn up the gas a little bit because you guys points from turnovers. You guys were up 25-3. So is it just the main thing on defense? You got to worry about moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they almost shot 50% from in the second half from the floor, and they shot 50% from the three, and then they shot 19 free throws to our 7. Right, and that's because we're fouling too much and we're not playing good enough defense. So those are all things that lie within our team and that are controllable by our guys. If you can do it the first 20 minutes, you should be able to do it for 40. But again, give Johnny and his team credit.
Time for one more.
Coach, do you wish you doubled Darius earlier?
What's that?
Do you wish they doubled Darius Johnson earlier?
I don't know. I need to watch the film. I mean, he's a good player. You know, you double him, you're gonna give Hall another look, or you're gonna give those other guys another look. You know, tonight he was fabulous. So I don't know. I'll watch the film and I'll give it some thought. But right offhand, no.
Thank you, coach.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody.
no problem,
Thank you,
guys.
Coach.
Thank you.